What's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see how to evaluate a triple integral. Here we have a function that is bounded by this region, and it says E lies under z is equal to 1 plus x plus y, but above the region bounded by y is equal to square root of x, y is equal to 0, and x is equal to 1. Now let's look at this part. Let's see where this region is. To see this one, it's always better to draw a graph. Now let's go ahead and draw a graph for this one. Let's say this is our y-axis and this is our x-axis. Okay, x, y, and you can see y is equal to square root of x. But before we do that, let's say this is our 1 and this is 2, and we know that y is equal to square root of x look like this. Okay, it goes like this. This is 1, goes like this, and after that we have the next one, y is equal to 0. Y is equal to 0 is going to be this line, and then we have x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 is going to be a vertical line like this. Okay, and from this one we can see this is 1. Okay, this is the bounded region we are interested in. Okay, now after we find this one, from this one we can find the x, y, z limits of integrations. Now let's start with the x. We know that x is starting from 0 and going until 1. Okay, that's going to be the limits of integration for x, 0 to 1. Now if you look at y depends on this curve. You can start y from anywhere, but it starts from 0, but the end depends on the curve, and we know the equation for this curve is equal to y is equal to square root of x. So y start from 0 and end at square root of x. Now let's look at z. For z it's the same thing. If you imagine a line along the z-axis, let's say this is our z-axis, and if you extend this one, this is going to start from 0 because this base, we consider this is a base for z-axis, so it start from 0 but it end at this equation. Okay, 1 plus x plus y, so the end is going to be 1 plus x plus y. So these are going to be the limits of integration. Now we have to decide which one to integrate first and which one to integrate last. It depends on the number of variables. If you look at the z limits of integration, here we have two variables, right? We have x, y, and if you look at y have one variable and this one has no variable. We only have constant. So we always start from the highest variable. So this is going to be our first integration, and this one has only one variable, so this is going to be second, and here we have no variable, so this is going to be the last integration. Okay, now we start from the last outside, so this is going to be from 0 to 1. This is our x, and after that we integrate with respect to y, but this one happens before this one. Okay, so this going from 0 to square root of x, and then we have 0 to 1 plus x plus y. Now our function we are going to integrate is 6xy. 6xy. We do the integration with respect to z first, and after that y, then after that x. Now let's start with z. When we do the integration with respect to z, we treat x and y as a constant. So you can think this one as a number, and when you do the integration, the z is going to be with this one, right? So let's do the integration. So if you do the integration, this you will get 6xz, 6xyz, yz, and that's going from 0 to 1 plus x plus y. But here it's always better to write z is equal to 0 and z is equal to 1 plus x plus y, because we have three variables. It's always easy to make the mistake. Okay, so it's always better to write z is equal to this one, y is equal to this one, x is equal to this one. Now here z is equal to 0, z is equal to 1 plus x plus y. Now the outside is going to remain, that's going to be 0 to square root of x dy, and after that we have 0 to 1 dx. Now let's plug this one in this one. So here we are going to have 6xy. Instead of c, we plug this 1 plus x plus y, 1 plus x plus y, and we don't have to worry about 0, because if you plug 0 for this z, the whole thing is going to be 0, so we don't have to worry about this one. We can just keep it like this, and that's going to be 0 to square root of x dy, and then 0 to 1 and dx. Now let's multiply this. This is going to become 6xy plus 6x square y plus 6xy square dy dx, and this is going from 0 to square root of x, and here we are going to have 0 to 1. Now we are going to integrate this one with respect to y, and when we do the integration with respect to y, this is going to become 6y square divided by 2, 6xy square divided by 2, so that's going to turn into 3xy square, okay, 3xy square, and this is going to turn into 6x square y square divided by 2, that's going to become 3x square y square, and then here we are going to have 6x y cube divided by 3, so that's going to turn this one into 2x y cube. Okay, now this is our integration, and the limits of integration is y is equal to 0, y is equal to square root of x, and that's going from 0 to 1, and here we are going to have dx. Okay, now let's continue this part here. So let's get rid of this one. Okay, now I'm going to continue this part. Okay, let's take white. Okay, let's continue this part here. Okay, now let's plug the square root of x. So here we're going to have 0 to 1, and if we plug square root of x instead of y, this is going to become square root of x square, that's going to turn into x, so we will get 3x square, and here we have 3x square, and square root of x square, that's going to turn into another x, so we will get 3x cube, and here we have 2x and square root of x cube, so square root of x square is x and another x power half. Okay, so we can see that we have square root of x square, that's going to turn into x, and we have square root of x left, so that's going to be x power half, so 1 plus half, that's going to be 3 by 2, 3 by 2 with another one, right? This is this alone 3 by 2, and here we have one more, right? So 1 plus 3 by 2, that's going to turn into 5 by 2, so we get 2 times x power 5 by 2, right? And we don't have to plug this 0. If we plug 0, everything is going to be 0, so we don't have to worry about that part. We can just leave it alone. Now this is our main thing. Now we are going to integrate this one with respect to x. Now let's do the integration with respect to x. If we do that, this is going to turn into 3x cubed divided by 3, so we will just get x cubed, and here we are going to have 3x power 4 divided by 4, so this is going to become 3 over 4 x power 4, and here we are going to have x power 5 by 2 plus 1, and if we add 1 to this one, it's same as 5 by 2 plus 2 by 2, so that's going to turn into 7 by 2. 7 by 2, this 2 will multiply top, so 4 x power 7 by 2 divided by 7, so this is what we get, and that's going from 0 to 1. Now let's plug this one. If we plug 1 for this one, this is going to be just 1 cube, so that's going to be just 1. Here we are going to have 3 over 4 plus 4, and 1 power 7 over 2, that's going to be just 1 divided by 7, and if we plug 0, everything is going to be 0, so we can just leave it alone. Here we can take 28 as our common denominator, and in top for this one we are going to have 28, and 4 times 7 is 28, 7 times 3, that's going to give us 21, and 7 times 4 is 7 times 4 is 28, so 4 times 4, that's going to give us 16. 28 plus 21, that's going to give us 49. 49 plus 6, 55. 55 plus 10, that's going to be 65. So 65 divided by 28 is going to be the triple integration for this function, and that's how we do that. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.